So welcome to today's video. We'll see what's coming out for you. What's today's message for those watching this video? This is a timeless reading whenever you find it, really. We have leap. You go first, the universe will catch you. So definitely about trusting the flow your life is gaining, and to not overthink, to just take the first leap, right? Let's see what the cards say. Anything else? So we have the Hanged Man and we have the Page of Swords. So there's a change in perspective about something. Perhaps you were feeling doubtful if you wanted to go towards something, if you were ready to jump in, right? And there's the Page of Swords, which is this energy that is still learning to master his thoughts. There's still a student, but it's also the beginning of conscious awareness, right? It's like a first awakening of the thinking mind, and the discernment that it can offer. And then we have 10 of Cups. The Magician is reversed. Okay. And then we have these 4 cards coming together. We have 4 of Swords, 3 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, and the Hermit. So I think it's actually very interesting, right? So you have the Hanged Man and the Page of Swords, which came first, well, last, but together, which does speak about this change in perspective, right? It is anchoring the thought in reality, like the awakening mind, the discernment, that the clarity, right, the thunder of clarity that comes with it. We do have a 10 of Cups, so I would say that whatever leap you were afraid to take, I think it was related to love or to this fairy tale ending, this end goal that you have, the success vision that you have in your mind, whatever it means to you, but somehow it was blocked, like you're not being able to make that happening, right? But if you turn inwards, if you put in the daily work to get there, to allow yourself to believe in the visualization, in the image you have in your brain of what you want for your life, then the interesting thing is here the 3 of Swords, I wouldn't read it as pain, but more as when the intellect confronts the feeling, you know, because it's still a card of swords, right? So it's still very much about the mental part. It's, as I was saying, as when your mind, when your intellect confronts the feeling, not to destroy something, but to reveal something, to understand, okay, but why is it this way? What is the emotion that is unhealed or unspoken? It's not to cause pain, right? It's really to, let's see what's here, let's work on it, and let's move on for better things. And that will come through this rest and this spiritual recovery, right? Is this wisdom that is growing while you are in stillness, while you are putting in the everyday work, right? While you are working on yourself. Is this feeling of expansion that comes from resting, from achieving balance, right? It's like after this storm, like when you first open the door and you confront what is there, and what that fear that seems so huge actually is about, then you kind of descend into this soul moment, into this soul silence. It's about finding clarity in the stillness. It's about attuning to your purpose while you are going within. I think that you are going through a phase where you know what you want, you have this picture of your ideal in your mind, and you've noticed that you have not yet gotten it because you have to go through this journey, right? Through this descent into your own soul to understand what's this truth that is here, what's the foundation, what's the rock, and what's everything around that is actually not needed. It's just kind of accumulated throughout your life. So let's see what comes after you take the leap. What's coming after taking the leap? Okay, so we have 7 cards. Let's go. So we start with closed off, guarded, resistance, pride, defensive, wounded warrior, which would make sense, right? I mean, when you take a leap, it's normal to be closed off in the sense that at the start, right? Then of course it changes, but at the start, because it's not something we do every day, right? We are, well, maybe you are, but most people are really not used to just trust and jump and go for it, right? And 100% firmly believe that the universe will catch them. So it's normal to be guarded at first. It's normal to feel the resistance and to feel afraid, right? I mean, if somebody tells you to jump out of a mountain, most likely your first feeling is not going to be excitement, right? So that would make sense. Let's see what else. We have keys on a ring, one night stand, many options, decisions, unconventional, string along. So if we take this out of the obvious meaning, right, of one night stands, it also speaks about decisions, right, and what you actually want to keep, what do you want to choose for yourself, for your life. And when he speaks about unconventional, he brings us back to this topic of just trusting. If for a moment you were not to take one of your usual paths, if you were not to take one of your familiar decisions, what would be the unconventional best option for yourself that if you were sure that it would work, would you take? Then we have fulfillment. Wish fulfillment, success, achievements, happy outcome. So it seems quite reassuring, right? That's a card you want to see when you jump off. But something very important is also that, like, when you jump, you don't fall, you're flying, and you're looking at your past self, right? And you wonder, why did I take so long it took so long because you were getting yourself ready to fly, not to fall, right? So you are developing that foundation that helps you to anchor you, right? You are developing your wings, you are in the process of it. Then we have reflecting, shadow work, soul searching, deep introspection, evaluation, hermit energy, void period, which, well, there you go, you have the hermit here, right? So really is about going within, putting in the effort and doing the shadow work every day so that you can build your foundation, so that you can trust yourself and to bring yourself to a stage where you are able to firmly believe the image in your mind. We have trust, divine time, greater forces are at play, release control, all is working out for the highest good. We have separation, love, longing, abandon, divorce, broken dreams, heartbreak, grief. And it's true that sometimes, I don't know if it's your case, but when we start evolving and we keep on evolving and the person we are with doesn't, it's very hard to find a compromise. It's very hard to remain the same version of ourselves for someone, right? If that person accepts that we are evolving, that we are changing, that we are no longer the same person we used to be because we are striving for better, right? Then great. But if the other person starts to be mad about it, or you start to feel friction because your evolution is threatening their comfort zone, then as tough as it is, it's probably best to go your own way. And we have dream, we have messages, telepathy, 5D communication, astral travels, spirit guides. And once you go on this journey, right, you start seeing things in a very different way. You start receiving signs all the time, you start receiving communication. And it's normal because if you are elevating your frequency, of course that other things in the same frequency will be able to reach you, right? So it's just really a sign that you are on the right path. Let's get you some angel numbers. You can even see if you see them throughout the day. We have 1111, wish come true, fortune, patience, flow, self-discovery, manifestation, new beginnings, initiative. A lucky break is on the way. This could manifest as joyful news, transformative experiences, new opportunities, or an excitement new relationship. You'll find yourself in the right place at the perfect time. This isn't mere coincidence, it's a gift from fate. Embrace this this blessing, and be open to the wonderful changes it will bring into your life. So this is actually a great card because 1111 is also about initiation, right? About starting, about a new chapter, and you can definitely look for it. And I mean, for sure you're gonna be seeing 1111 everywhere if this is like a spiritual awakening for you, right? That's a very common sign. So we couldn't have gotten a better letter, right? So there you go. If this made sense to you, let me know. I would love to hear in the to read in the comments your opinion. And yeah, I wish you such a lovely day. And yeah, all the best. Bye bye.